Every story needs a villain. For LeBron, it's the Warriors. For me, it's snacking after midnight. And for Michael Jordan, it was the Bad Boys. The Bad Boys were the greatest and most productive era of basketball in the history of the Detroit Pistons. Led by Isiah Thomas, the Bad Boys would win back-to-back titles in 1989 and 1990. They were the bridge from the NBA of old to Jordan's NBA. The NBA we still clamor for. None of this friendly, jersey-swapping, hand-holding team-up garbage. I'm talking about your daddy's NBA. The era where players would get mauled, start a Royal Rumble, shoot their free throws, and continue the game. The Bad Boy Pistons didn't three-peat or win 10 straight titles. No, they built a team, had a run, and gave the greatest player of all time his toughest challenge. With 3 simple words, they stopped the greatest from getting his. These are the Jordan Rules. Now, by all means, I think Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player in history. I'm also proud of the fact that we Pistons fans are the only fans that can lay claim to stopping the GOAT. The Pistons were the big bad villains who cheap-shotted and roughed up the superstar. They punched, kicked, and elbowed their way to 3 straight victories over Jordan. In 4 matchups with the Pistons, Mike only won 1 series. Remember, every story needs a villain, and the Pistons were a major roadblock for Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. The Pistons had Jordan in hell. In hell. In hell. They had Jordan in hell, thanks to the Jordan Rule, led by Isiah Thomas, 2-time NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP, 12-time All-Star, and the greatest player in Pistons history. Zeke and the Pistons created the Jordan Rules, the defensive strategy designed to limit Jordan's effectiveness. But by all means, they did. He had people questioning his leadership abilities. Michael Jordan even had people questioning his will and desire to win. Hell. The Jordan Rules went as follows. If Michael was at the point, they forced him left and doubled him. If he was on the left wing, they went to a double team from the top. If he was on the right wing, they went to a slow double team. And if he was on the box, they doubled with the big guy. And the piece de resistance, anytime Jordan drove baseline or went by you had to nail it. Physicality was the name of the game. You see, the Jordan Rules weren't just guidelines for guarding Michael Jordan on the court, they were mind games. Every time Jordan drove to the paint, he knew a hard foul was coming. Rick Mahorn said the team used the Jordan Rules to get in ahead of the legend. When Jordan came into the league, he was the chosen one. He was the one set to bring balance to the force, or whatever that Star Wars stuff says. But the problem was, he didn't win. He couldn't get over the hump. In 1985, he lost 3-1 to the Bucks. In 1986 and in 1987, he was swept by the Boston Celtics 3-0. But it was in 1988 when the legend of Jordan started to take shape. He gave us his first playoff series win with the shot. That would lead us to his first series against the Pistons. It was in the 1988 Eastern Conference semifinals. Jordan was kept in check in this series. Well, relatively. It's Michael Jordan. He would average 27 points, but the Pistons would go on to win 4-1. The Pistons would go on to lose to the Lakers in the NBA Finals. In 1989, Jordan would try again, averaging 29.7 points per game, 6.5 assists, and 2 steals. The Pistons would go on to defeat Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. They would sweep the Los Angeles Lakers 4-0. In 1990, surely the 3rd time would be the charm. Nope, back-to-back, baby. It would be the 1991 Eastern Conference Finals where the Pistons' reign would end, when Michael Jordan and the Bulls finally defeated their greatest foe, sweeping Detroit. With seconds left in Game 4, the Pistons would keep tradition alive as the team walked off the floor without shaking hands of their opponents. Now, this would later lead to Isiah Thomas being left off the Dream Team. That bit of bad blood is the reason why Isiah Thomas and Michael Jordan still hate each other to this day. Isiah Thomas and Magic Johnson stopped being friends because of the snub from the Dream Team. And to this day, Michael Jordan still hates the Detroit Pistons. But that's another story for another time. The story here was the spectacular run of the Bad Boys. They will always be a major plot point in the story arc and evolution of Michael Jordan's career, though their story is good enough to stand alone. The Pistons were the catalyst to make Michael Jordan obsessed with winning. The man hit the weight room, he got stronger, he stayed in the gym longer, and did what he had to do to get past his greatest foe. In a world that admires villains, the Bad Boys were the ultimate foe to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Every story needs a villain, and the Bad Boys were the NBA's greatest villains. It goes, the Da Vinci Code, the recipe to Coca-Cola, then the Jordan.